how's it going, everybody? Soul here. Just got back from seeing Karate Kid Legends late at night. I'm tired. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I really recommend it. Specifically, if you haven't been exposed to it that much. Like for me personally, I've only seen the original Karate Kid and the Jaden Smith one, and that was like both like years ago. Whenever I was like way younger, right? And I make it sounds like I'm old, but anyways, um, yeah, and so like, but besides that, and like besides that, I haven't seen like the other Karate Kids or Cobra Kai, right? Like I've seen like some of Karate Kid 2, but like not fully, and like I was only halfway watching it at the time. Haven't seen Karate Kid 3, and then yeah, like I said, outside of that, just I've been pretty like just like distant from it, not like intentionally, but like yeah. And so, anyways, yeah, I feel like because of that, like poor exposure to it, I just and like with me just experiencing like the original and then like the Jaden Smith one, right? Like I feel like what's it called? It just allowed me to like just go in there with no baggage, I guess, right? And and yeah, it's just like a standalone, just like good old fashioned movie, right? Um, Not as good as Sinners, in my opinion, but but I mean it's a preference type thing, but yeah, it's just one of those movies where yeah, you're able to just go in and just come out having a good time and everything, right? And there's a variety of reasons why I think the movie's good and everything, right? And I'll go at this at the perspective of me just like talking to a friend about it, right? So, because it's not gonna be like a written review or whatever, and maybe one of these days, but for now, I'm just gonna keep it chill because I got other priorities, like my art channel, which I'm mainly trying to focus on. That's like my main channel, and then once I get that rolling, then I could like start uh spending my energy and stuff in other areas. But anyways, I'm yapping. So yeah, dude, I just a variety of things. There's a variety of reasons why I like the movie, right? Like what's it called? More so probably like the story and the characters. Actually, yeah, story and characters were like the two big reasons why I like the movie, right? Other elements, right? Like the from the what's it called? Oh, and fight choreography. Yeah, it wasn't out of this world, but it was like something. It was like good enough to look forward to, right? And I feel like that's like, especially with like some Hollywood fight scenes, bro. It's like sometimes it could feel like an interruption. Sometimes it could just feel like, I mean, just I don't even know, like confusion. I don't even know. But like, anyways, like it was actually like yeah, just something to look forward to with like how they move and everything, and yeah, like I said, it's not out of this world, but it is like very like you could tell like they actually tried with this, and I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, story was great. Premise is basically right, like, and this is established early on. But yeah, premise is basically Karate Kid dude, main character, moving to a new city and trying to stay out of trouble, right? But it's a Karate Kid movie, and what I'm saying, just they the kid does karate. That's kind of basically how I'll leave it, right? You meet characters and all that stuff, and whenever I think about it, like I said, I haven't seen the OG Karate Kid in a long time, and same with the Jaden Smith one. But yeah, I feel like not direction, but just the way that they move between like major story sections is very like everything just feels very fluid. Not like it would be like if you were like interested in like film production or whatever, or like story or whatever, like interested in the making of like films and everything, this would definitely be like something to study and everything, right? And I mean that, yeah, just in that sense, right? Like it's worth studying. But dude, it's it's hard to just talk off the cuff with like and make it like sound decent, right? And I lost my train of thought. But anyways, yeah, story was good, right? And yeah, that's basically like the setup of the story, right? He moves to a new city, promises, he makes a promise of no violence and all that stuff, right? Which is not really a spoiler. And then this won't be a spoiler. This will be spoiler free as well. Um, and so yeah, like he tries to avoid violence, but or fights and everything, but it's a Karate Kid movie, and things just escalate from there, and yeah, and so yeah. Anyways, if I keep on making these, I'll learn how to get better at them. And so yeah, and then characters, right? Oh yeah, and I'll talk a little bit more about story. And so yeah, after main things established, and then we have the goals and everything, and then we're just getting there and everything, right? I feel like how it progresses, progresses and everything, but like the pacing and everything, like how long each scene is, and how they progress between the scenes and all that stuff, right? I feel like it's done flawlessly, right? Like it was like not too fast and not too short, and it was just like just right and everything, right? They didn't like overbear you with like exposition, or overbear you with like oh, this is how this character is feeling, this is how they're acting, blah blah blah, because XYZ happened and things are just not good now, and blah 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 blah, and oh, actually things are actually really cool right now, blah. It's like they don't, yeah, they just don't like hold too long and everything, right? And they don't hold too short either. They just had like just really really good pacing, and yeah, I don't know how else to, or what else to say about it. Just like, yeah, like the time between scenes, the time between like dialogue beats and stuff as well is also pretty solid. Because what's it called? With Karate Kid, at least I feel like with the like the cheesiness and everything, it's very endearing and everything, right? To where like, what's it called? Like, yeah, like once you're like in the world of it, you just kind of everything just kind of flows just naturally and everything. And yeah, I'm kind of yapping at this point, but anyways, yeah, like story's good, pacing's good. It's a burp. And writing, in my opinion, is good for like specifically like I feel like the writers understood Karate Kid and everything, right? And like the world just, yeah, like a lot of things just came together for that world, and they really understood it. And so yeah, so story's good, not out of this world, but still good. And then anyways, characters, I actually really enjoyed the characters. Main protagonist, Karate Kid dude, he's pretty cool. I like his stuff. What's it called? Yeah, like he's just he's interesting, right? Like, what's it called? I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm stuttering. But I really like how like he's not like brand new and everything too. I like how he's like already got some skills with like karate and just martial arts and arts. Oh my gosh, I'm stuttering. Martial arts, martial arts in general, right? And yeah, and I feel like just him just being just another kid, not just any random kid too, but like I don't know, because it is interesting, and I'll talk about this in a second. But anyways, yeah, I just like how he's just like just another kid, just doing karate and all that stuff, right? And yeah, he's not like a random kid, but like he is just like connected to like the other characters and stuff, and he's just a pretty neat character. This is a train wreck, bro, but who cares? And anyways, and yeah, like I said, how like the writers and everything write dialogue, and how the story progresses and everything, it it makes the character look good, and not in like a shallow way, but like I said, it elevates everything, right? With good writing. And the main protagonist isn't an exception. And yeah, I think what's it called? I don't know. I think I wouldn't say he's perfect, of course, but like he's really good. What's it called? Yeah, he has flaws and all that stuff, because he's still a kid going to school and all that stuff. And I feel like he's just a really chill protagonist, dude. And he's just, yeah. And then I don't know, what's it called? I don't know how else to, or what else to say about him. Just a cool character. Side characters, main love interest, she was really good with like just like like dialogue and like facial expressions, just acting. Of course, she's an actress. but yeah, there's many moments where it's like, what's it called? Like where it's like a close up of her face, and she's just, she's just talking to like the main protagonist dude, and she's just, just acting well. And like her introduction as well, what's it called, to the story and how like all that stuff. Like it was also pretty charming and everything. Like the other character mentioned, like the dad, and the dad is also really chill. Dude, he's like the chillest. Like what's it called? One of the most chill fictional dads ever, right? I'm like, bro, just crazy. And yeah, like I said, I like how just uncomplicated the world is, right? In like their universe and everything, right? Like, oh, he's just like an ex-fighter that just owns a pizza shop and is successful and all that stuff. And it's not like freaking like and no shade towards like the stuff I'm about to mention. But, like, it's not like Daredevil where he's like, oh, he's throwing fights just so he can make rent to help his his only son because his wife left him and XYZ. He's not like freaking dark like that, or like it's just not dark or complicated or whatever, right? It's just like, oh, it's just simple. Simplicity is like simplicity, authenticity, simplicity. I guess organic authenticity. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like really, really like just endearing and everything with how the world is in their universe and just how everything interacts with that world, right? And so yeah, other characters are cool too, but I mean, like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's character is neat and all that stuff, right? Dude, in a review, there's so many elements you could talk about, right? But I don't know. I really like how Penguin Zero does his reviews, and so I don't know. We'll see. I think he mainly just talks about the highlights, right? And then that's how it should be, right? Like, and just like with Donkey videos too, like how Skillet mentioned in his like in the It's Me JP like podcast that they did with him for how to make game reviews. He talked about how Donkey what's it called, distills his own experience and thoughts and all that stuff very succinctly, and I'm trying to do that too, right? And yeah, I'll just talk about my main, just how I felt about it and my thoughts and everything, right? But yeah, like right, like the characters and story was like really really solid. VFX and everything, can't really tell, but yeah, what's it called? They do keep it to a minimum, and it is very like interesting, like how they utilize like complex camera movements and just like I don't know, just a variety of things. But at the same time, or not at the same time, but at that point, I'm just like nitpicking and everything at like, or not nitpicking, but just focusing too much on the small details, like how they light scenes and everything as well. Like the lighting was very good. Costume design was also really good. Which was just basic outfits and everything, right? But anyways, what else? I don't know, dude. Just overall, it was just a good movie, right? And you can like, what's it called? There's definitely things that you could complain about, right? Like, oh, like there not being enough screen time or enough depth between the characters and everything, right? Or between the story itself, right? Or between the antagonist, right? Or between just a variety of different things, right? And then, like I said, I personally was a big fan of like the lack of context, I guess. Right, like they gave us enough to know about like, oh, like what's the deal with this character? Oh, like XYZ, what's the deal with just a variety of stuff. I'm tired. And yeah, and then but outside of that, like if we didn't need to know XYZ, then they just didn't tell us. But like it will still be there, right? And they could delve deeper into it, but they held back, and I like it was more restrained, but not in a bad way. And that's what I enjoyed, right? And but yeah, like I said, that could definitely be like a talking point for negative reviews and stuff, right? That and then excuse me, no, just yawning. And then secondly, I guess how Jackie Chan and OG Karate Kid dude interact with the story. Like I said, I feel like for what they were going for with the simplicity and everything, I felt like it was perfect, right? It was so chill. But yeah, you could argue that, oh, like they should have had like a bigger, what's it called, impact to the story or whatever, right? Even though, I mean, or maybe not impact, but just like more screen time, or I don't know, because you can feel like, oh, like they just came out of nowhere and blah 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 and all that stuff, right? But I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it for what it was, and I enjoyed it for just just turn your brain off, and just like just keeping things simple. Honestly, um, yeah. So that'll be like up to personal preference. You can also nitpick like I don't even know, dude. I'll be happy. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot to Karate Kid Legends to admire and all that stuff, right? Like I said, it's not a perfect movie by any means, but it's not a bad movie by any means either. They do so many things well, so many things right, so many things good, right? Fight choreography, storytelling, story or yeah, story. I guess yeah, storytelling. So fight choreography, the story, to a degree. Like I said, this also any of this is all subjective. I'm not good at, and I don't even know how to make like objective reviews properly yet. But overall, yeah, like fight choreography, story, characters, all solid. Um, and yeah, like, there's nothing like big that stands out, right? In terms of like, oh, they really obviously shouldn't have done that. Like, it's just a simple Karate Kid movie, and like, if this is what like the youngsters and all them like grow up with, then hey, I'm not complaining. They got a solid Karate Kid movie, and I feel like this is like a good introduction to like, oh, I'm interested in Karate Kid. Maybe and then you go out and check out like Cobra Kai, right, or like the OG Karate Kids and all that stuff. And I feel like it's just a good gateway one, a good gateway movie for the franchise. And so, cause yeah, it kind of makes me, kind of makes me want to go watch Cobra Kai. And so, yeah. Anyways, let me happen. Good movie. Recommend it. I'm tired, so I'm gonna do my stuff. Probably go to bed soon. And yeah. Anyways, peace out.